Hello friends, welcome to Reads and Eats. My name is Fiona. I'm really glad you clicked my video today. I hope you're going to enjoy it. It's just me talking about the books I've read this week and what I plan to read this weekend. But before I do that, I want to just make a small comment. I had a comment on one of my videos this week about the fact that I used AI to generate a picture for a thumbnail. Now, I used to use, about last year, I used Pinterest photographs. Now, I don't know whether they're copyrighted or not, so I decided no, I don't want to use them. The only time I use an AI-generated photograph is when I do my start and end screens for my videos. The majority of times, my thumbnails are the pictures that of the books that I have been reading, etc. Yes, I occasionally use one of the AI-generated photographs for a thumbnail when it's sort of like, say, a tag video or whatever. Now, the picture is mine because I asked the AI tool to produce that photograph, that picture for me. My ideas, my colours, everything else. I'm sorry if that's offended somebody, but that's my choice. I like to have uniformity with my thumbnails. Because I like the look of it. It's one of these things for me. I like things to look the same each season, if that makes sense. So that's why I do it. If I had my own photographs that I could use, I would do so. But I am not an artist. I cannot draw for the life of me. It's not one of my talents. It's my dad's talent and a very good talent, but it's not something I do. So I use the tools that are available to me. And that's it. Enough said. So yeah, so that's why I did that. So book-wise, reading-wise, this week I finished 3 books and started one, so that's quite good. So what did I finish? I finished Primula of the Shalley School by Helen Barber. This is book number 19+, so this is a fill-in, okay? And in this story, we follow Primula Venables. Now, for those of you who are not familiar with the Shalley School, there is a main family within the Shalley School. It starts off with Madge Bettany, her younger sister Joey, and her older brother, and Madge's twin brother Dick. Madge starts the school on Lake Achensee in the Austrian Tyrol, and Dick is off in India doing his forestry things. And Madge ends up marrying a doctor called James Russell. Now, James has a sister, and there was a split in the family, and the sister has 2 daughters, Daisy and Primula. And this is part of Primula's story. This is we're getting to see Primula as she is in this she's not beginning the Shalley School, she's in second form. Okay, so she's about 11, 12, I think. So this is partly of her story. The Shalley School, because of the war, are now in England, or Armsford, which is English-Welsh border, I believe. So Primula's shy. She's a bit of a frail child, but she's got a lovely wee personality. She's very caring. She sees things that other people do not see. And is very aware at times of her surroundings, which is good. So Primula and her cousin Sybil, who is Madge's oldest daughter, they're in the same form, and the form is going to be quite overcrowded this term with the children that are in it. So the heads and Madge, who is still head of the school, although she doesn't teach there any longer, have decided to set up this new shall we say, offshoot class of second form. And Primula's in it, Sybil's in it, and a few other people, including a new girl. And it's the story of how Primula gets on in this class, how the class sort of knit together, the things that they do, and how it affects not only them, but their standing within the form overall. I really, really enjoyed it. I loved seeing Primula come out of her shell. I liked seeing her be a bit more brave and standing up for herself and for other people and making decisions for herself, which was really, really nice. She is a great character anyway, and she becomes, as she grows older and you see her grow through the school, she becomes a really, really lovely character. I like her, and I was really glad to see that somebody had written a fill-in about her, which is really, really good. I don't want to say too much because I really don't want to give this away, and I don't want to give the rest of the whole plot line of the story, the books, all 58 of them, plus the fill-ins. But if you are a Shelley fan and you haven't got this one yet, I would try and get it because it is really good. It is lovely. Yeah. So this was another nice one for middle grade me. I then picked up and buddy read with Beth from Soul Stained Ink, Keeper of the Lost Cities Never Seen by Shannon Messenger. This is book 4 in the series. Whoa. This had a lot in it. So Sophie and her closest friends they're on the run, okay, because the council want to deal with them because of various things that have happened. So Sophie and her best friends go on the run and decide to join the Black Swan. And this is the story of what happens when they do join the Black Swan. What does it mean for them? What does it mean for their families? What will it mean for the Lost Cities overall? I thought this was really well written. I love the characters. There were bits in this book that I am not joking, I was in tears. I was crying because it was quite emotional near the end. And Sophie and her friends have to make some very, very tough decisions that have repercussions not only for them, but for their families and for the rest of the Lost Cities in particular. And it's like, are they going to make these decisions? Are they not? And what happens when they do? There are 2 new characters that come into the series. I really like them, and I hope that they stay because I think they're good characters, and I hope that we get more from them. It's been left in a cliffhanger. They're always left in cliffhangers. So, so we, again, I really have to be vague in this because I do not want to spoil this for anybody who's maybe not read it yet or is thinking of picking up this series. It is a good middle grade series. I'm really enjoying it. What I will say about this, there is a plague that is killing off the dwarfs, and Sophie and her friends are going to try and find out what it is and how to cure it. And that puts them in the way of ogres and various other people that maybe do not want them to find a cure if there is one. So there you go. That's what I'm going to say. And also, Sophie is continuing to stand up for others, for those who are not being given as fair a chance as possible. And I really liked seeing that. I liked that she was willing to go out on her own, but the others backed her up about what's happening in various other places. So I really, really enjoyed this one. And yes, I will be reading the next lot, but I need a wee break. I needed a wee break from middle grade. So I then started reading The Tuscan Sisters' Secret by... Do you mind? I didn't ask you to do that. Thank you. The Tuscan Sisters' Secret by Daniela Saccardotti. This is book 2 in the Tuscan Sisters series. So this is Bianca's story. Bianca is the twin of Lucrezia, or Lulu, who the first story was about. And Bianca has been, shall we say, keeping some secrets. And it's maybe time they came out, shall we say. But she decides that she wants to move on from where she was working. And she wants to do this art course, but she needs some experience before she gets to do the art course. And she ends up applying for a job at the Uffizi Gallery in Florence. I'm really sorry. It's a really major gallery in Florence. I know that. I just don't know how to pronounce it very well. But she doesn't get the job, but she ends up getting a job in the archives. And all the sisters have a gift. And Bianca's is that she can see people and things from times gone by. And in particular, this girl called Viola. But Viola has kind of disappeared for a while. But as soon as Bianca gets into the archive, lo and behold, Viola's voice comes back into her head and leads her to this box. And in this box happens to be Viola's diary, which, unbeknownst to the others, to the folk that work there, Bianca borrows, shall we say. And so we get Bianca in modern day, but we get Viola in times gone by. And Bianca has always loved Lorenzo, who is the son of the family that her father was feuding with. But her sister Lulu was always in love with Lorenzo's brother Vanni, and they have become engaged. So that's good. But there's a girl called Tamara who has got her eye on Lorenzo, and she's really not nice. She is absolutely vile to Bianca, and to the point that Bianca changes her appearance or her way of dressing, etc., to try and sort of stop the taunt, shall we say, from Tamara. And Tamara does something that Lorenzo didn't want her to do, and he's not happy about it. Bianca tries to move on but with another man, but it just doesn't, it's like, will it work, will it not? Because her heart is really Lorenzo's. What was really interesting is that Viola's story almost mirrors Bianca's. It was really, really interesting. I loved hearing about Viola's story. I loved seeing Bianca as she moves through this time, trying to work out what's going on with her gift, trying to work out what she wants to do, who she wants to be, sort of thing. We get snippets back to her life when her father was alive and how domineering he was, and the things he was going to make her do, sort of thing. We also, with Viola's story, we get part of Florence during the German occupation, which I found really, really interesting. I thought that was very well done, and things that happened there and things that the people in the gallery tried to do. So it was, I really liked it. I gave this 4.5 out of 5. I meant to say I gave Keeper of the Lost Cities, I gave 4. Primula, I think, gave 4.5. So I really, really did enjoy this one. I loved the first one, and I've loved the second one. I'm looking forward to books 3 and 4. So happy that I've read this one. So yay, I like I like books like that have shall we say sort of dual timelines at times, especially if the timelines is a bit historical, which I really do enjoy. And then I decided I want to just pick up one book and have one book on the go, and that was going to be it. So I picked up from my TBR Heidi Swain's The Holiday Escape. I'm enjoying this one so far. I'm on what chapter am I on? Chapter 7. I'm actually and very unusual for me. Last night I stopped in the middle of a chapter. I was just so tired. But no, I'm enjoying it. I have some thoughts on it that I've already put on my vlog for next week, so you'll get that. But yeah, so it will be interesting to see where this goes and how it's going to work out, because there's some things are happening, and I don't know how them things is going to work themselves out. So that's what I'm reading. Have you read any of these books? Please let me know down in the comments. What did you think? Do any of them, if you haven't read them, any of them sound interesting to you? I would love to know. What have you been reading this week? And what are you planning to read this weekend? Again, please come chat with me down in the comments. What am I going to do this weekend? We've got rugby this weekend, actually. So yeah, we've got rugby this weekend. I think we've got athletics this weekend as well, so that's good. If it's sunny, I plan to try and sit outside. The sun is out at the moment, and I'm in shorts, so hopefully going to sit outside for a while this afternoon, and try and sit out if I can this week, as much as I can this weekend as well. But curtain wise, I need to go and get new runners because 4 runners have come off already, and I'm like, no. So I need to go back to see if I can get some of the original runners, which is a bit of a pain, but hey ho, that's life. But I have to say the curtains are working well. With the blackout blind, it's fine. I'm not being wakened at unseemly times of the morning, which is nice. But that's it for this video, friends. It's short and sweet. I hope you've enjoyed it. Please let me know down in the comments. Also, if you've got plans for the weekend, I would love to know. What's the weather like with you guys? As I say, we've got sunny. There's still an east wind, or a northeast wind, and it can be rather chilly. So the sun's out and you're like bundled up, but that's the way it goes. Hopefully the wee courtyard out the front will be, or the wee patio will be really nice to sit on, which would be good. But that's it for this video, friends. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, on your way down to chat with me in the comments, please hit that subscribe button. Please hit the like button. These help my channel grow and help it get more notice in the algorithm, which would be really, really good. But until my next video, friends, stay safe. Happy reading. Bye.